Good morning. It is the first day of July 2020, and we're continuing our look at Proverbs. We are in chapter 12, and we are at verse 22. So let us begin. The Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in men who are truthful. Back in 11:1 and 11, I think it's 21, there's a similar statement made by these Proverbs. Basically, tell the truth, and that'll please God. Just keep it honest. If you lie, that leads to evil. That leads against God's plans. God just wants, not to use just there too much, God wants us to speak honestly. 23. A prudent man keeps his knowledge to himself, but the heart of fools blurts out folly. You're in a situation. You see someone doing something that goes against what you think is in their best interest. You're not in charge of them. You don't have authority over them. If you speak, you'll make them angry. Sometimes you need to step back and allow people to do what they are doing. You want to help them out, certainly, but speaking is going to just cause more problems, more times. It's not going to change their behavior. That's one situation where it's best to keep your knowledge to yourself, right? To keep your big fat lips closed. And there are other cases like this. Certainly when you have a secret that someone has told you, you shouldn't tell everyone about that secret. They have put a trust in you. And if you are wise, you keep that to yourself. There are other cases. For instance, if someone is wearing something which is particularly gaudy, where they've named their child something which is offensive to you or you think foolish, often it is wisest. You're not going to get the name changed. Just keep that to yourself. The text here, my footnote notes, store up knowledge in your heart. Okay, it's a good place for it. Okay? Moving on. 24. Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in slave labor. So if you want to be the boss, work hard. If you want to be in charge, keep at it. If, on the other hand, you want others to tell you what to do, and you want to be forced to do things that you don't choose, I mean, sometimes life does that anyway, be lazy. 25. An anxious heart weighs a man down, but a kind word cheers him up. So there's a lot of anxiety right now with everything going on, a lot of worry and stress. And it makes it hard to get things done when you have these things bubbling and boiling in the back of your mind and the kind of this pressure kind of just pushing on you. That's what the anxious heart does to you. That's what worry does to you. But a kind word, something which out of the blue, just someone says something nice. Sometimes it's not out of the blue, but often this happens out of the blue. Someone says something nice, and it just penetrates through this kind of overcast that's been clouding your mind, clouding your life, bearing down on you. Someone just says, hey, you look really nice today. Oh, I like the way you did your hair. Or, boy, you've got a nice smile. And something which is that inane, right? It seems to us inane is not inane. Because it's healing and it's curing. And it shows love and interest. And it touches on that part of us which needs relationships and people. So it doesn't cost anything to be kind. But it sure plants nice seeds in other people. 26. A righteous man is cautious in friendship. That seems an interesting statement, doesn't it? But the way of the wicked leads them astray. So we are not saying here friendship as being kind to others. The righteous man is kind to everyone, right? Because God is kind to everyone. But a friend is someone you trust. Someone who's going to support you and someone who you can put confidence in. And so knowing that we are of a sinful world and it's full of people who are self-interested and take advantage of others. The righteous man, it's not that you are unkind or ungenerous or unfriendly, but to say this is my friend, this is someone in whom I can depend, you need to observe their actions. We're not God, we don't see to the heart. We see the externals. And so as you watch the externals of other people, you make them your friends. This, again, doesn't mean you don't trust other people and allow sometimes for bad things to happen because you trusted someone and they proved untrustworthy. But it's saying if they're a friend, if they're someone you have confidence in, they're someone who you depend in, yes, those are people you test through time. And that's how you build your friendships and determine, yes, this is a reliable person. 27. The lazy man does not roast his game, but the diligent man prizes his possessions. I like that first one. The lazy man does not roast his game. He eats his meat raw, unprepared, and it's really not good. Not only will it make you sick, it doesn't taste as good. You don't spend time on it. You don't take care of it. And notice the opposite here, right? The lazy man, the man who's going to be a slave, who's got all these problems that keep coming up, cropping up here in the Proverbs, you know, he just treats things as disposable. It's my watch. Disposable, just throw it out. The diligent man prizes his possession. So if you have a good piece of meat, you prepare it properly so that it's succulent and it tastes the way it ought. If you have a car, you know, you keep it clean and you wash it and you do these things. This sounds like a attack on me and my way I keep my car. But my wife very diligently cleans the car. She keeps things so in order. Not lazy at all. She prizes her cars. The same applies to people, right? The lazy man, you can go do what you want, kids. The diligent man, the one who works to make sure that their children know the Lord, that they are following the commandments, that they're prepared for life, right? You prize your children. You spend time with them. You treat them. You look out for their interests. And you try to make sure that they look beautiful and that they're ready for the day. Certainly the diligent husband spends time with his wife and wants to present her to the world as the most beautiful, glorious, honorable person. So all possessions, I talked there about the really good ones, right? Not that a wife is a possession, but you understand. Care for them. They're a gift from God. Be diligent in your care for them, and you will be blessed. Okay, we're going to stop the video there and continue with our next one.